anime characters who were done dirty, Rock Lee. What Kishimoto was doing to him was crazy. One, he put him in a situation where Gaara sand coffined him, and then they were telling him he'll never be able to walk again. He goes through enough procedures with Tsunade where he is able to walk again, and then straight to fighting Kimimaro, where he also gets his ass beat to the point where he had to get the man who beat his ass to pull up and help him. Then you go into Shippuden, and he's not really doing much of anything. They just didn't follow through with him. Next character is Gohan.
We all know Toriyama intended to make Gohan the main character. I guess with Gohan, he hates fighting, but like to become a character that at one point was the strongest person in the series. You beat Cell, this is your peak. You're like 11 years old. This man don't do anything. In fact, he stops training. He has a fire moment. I don't want to fight you. I want to kill you with Super Buu. After that, he actually gets spanked more times than not.
Rengoku from Demon Slayer.
He was the most undervalued and underwritten Hashira of all time. How you plug him into one arc and don't even let him finish his arc. Even like his family, like his dad's a piece of shit. Like nothing about Rengoku's story is like cool.
Everything about his life was horrible, but still somehow he was happy, which makes it worse that he died like that.
All right, y'all. This is episode 170 of Keeping It 9000. On this episode, we touch base on a couple of things. The Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War arc is coming back in October.
Yes, sir.
Shinjuku Showdown is the final arc of Jujutsu Kaisen, and there's going to be a Santa Claus anime popping out made by the creator of Beastars. Isn't that wild? That's just going to be interesting, to say the least. After that, we went into our anime reviews on what we're watching. Akil talked about Kaiju and Demon Slayer. Jay talked about Naruto and Hinge. I touched base on One Piece and Tower of God. Then we asked Usain Bolt a question. Usain, give us your answer. Please, just talk to us. We know you're a fan of anime. You've seen our clips. Hop on the pod or something.
Yes, sir.
And lastly, we got into an anime debate with Jaquel, Akil, and I a little bit. Less of a debate, more of a conversation. A spirited, heated one at times. Akil was defending some things. Jaquel and I were defending some things. And then that is the episode. Keeping It 9000 is starting in 3, 2, 1, bow.
It's over 9,000!
What is up? What is good, y'all? This is Keeping It 9000. I'm talking Otaku with my
Brotaku.
Shonen with my
Bronin.
Anime conversations from a
N.
Y.
C.
P.
O.
It's been a minute since niggas had 3 people on, bro.
We'll get it going.
But we're all the same, like, drunk, hungover, tired. shit,
Yes,
so
sir.
it is
Yeah.
what it
Yesterday
is.
we were celebrating my birthday, so we're a little, hungover right now, but we're gonna make this thing happen. We're locking in. Anime conversations from NYC POV, New York's anime podcast. We are here. We are out here, and we're gonna start this episode. But make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube and all of our other social media platforms and the Discord. We'll talk more about that later on. But kicking it off with our anime news, bro. So the Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War arc is coming back for its 3rd core. Bro, I'm excited for it. 1,000-Year Blood War arc has been great through and through. I haven't seen a real bad moment yet. How are y'all feeling about the 1,000-Year Blood War arc and it coming back?
You gonna go first?
I love the arc. I stopped midway through the second part. I couldn't finish it. I'll go back, but I'm like the fact that it's not over yet. It's kind of crazy to me.
I love the arc. I just didn't watch half of it.
The manga is dope. I'll try to go back and watch the anime, but I don't know. Maybe
Are you hating on the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, bro?
I love the arc. The anime just didn't I think I was watching other stuff at the same time. And
what other stuff were you watching?
When I can't remember when they came out. Probably JJK.
Okay,
That's how it was, JJK.
Yeah. I think it was probably JJK, and it just didn't like keep my attention as much as that did. Yeah.
Damn.
I feel that I think that the problem with that, right, is like the distribution of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is on Hulu. So every time they distribute some shit on Hulu, I dead forget that it's online. Like if I can't get it on Crunchy, I don't do alleged watching anymore. So it's like how am I gonna get it? Like, you know what I mean? So I usually just binge it at the end of the season.
Makes sense. Plus, it's harder to watch anime when there's commercials in it, especially like we're not paying for Hulu Premium.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Are you paying for Hulu Premium?
No.
I know you had it like that, big dog. Okay.
Nah, I'll give you the password. But I don't got Hulu Premium. Nah, I feel that, but like, I think that also what I guess plays for its favor, right? The good things about the 1,000 Year Blood arc, about its new production, it being on Hulu, is that I don't know why this feels very cinematic.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about Game of Thrones before, and I feel like when we watch the Bleach 1,000 Year Blood arc, I don't feel like I'm watching anime. I feel like I'm watching like anime movies, like
Yes.
little mini like OVAs that are episode by episode, and I think that's why it's kind of hype and so lit. You know what I mean? Like,
Facts. Nah, we especially it's more than just the animation. It's the scoring that they do with the 1,000 Year Blood War arc too.
yeah,
Like
Nah,
the
it sounds
scoring is
good.
fire. Nah, 100%. But moving on, speaking about Jujutsu Kaisen, which we brought up, Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga, is currently in its final arc. Gege just recently announced it. The Shinjuku Showdown is the final arc of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Fuck that nigga, bro.
Okay, talk on it.
Why? Like, bro, yo, I get it. The story, it's your story. Do what you want, but bro, like, you literally set up this whole culling game. You did this whole new plot, and it was just like, you know what? This is where it ends. And I felt it coming. I don't know if y'all felt it coming. The way that the character battles
felt
was
nothing
just
coming.
going,
Pause.
I was like, hey, yo, gay, not for you. Like, I just thought that, like, the way all the characters were disappearing, I was just like, yeah, there can't be anything else after this, right? But at the same time, I'm sad because I'm just like, I think that Jujutsu Kaisen truly hit a really good stride as a series, and I'm just salty to see it go. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes me sad.
What do y'all think about the hate Jujutsu Kaisen is getting recently?
Who's
no,
hating?
there's people like there was a lot of on Twitter. There's a lot of memes like when people heard that was ending. There's like the Unchained like. People are just excited that's ending because it feels like it's traumatic for them.
No, I see that a lot, though.
I don't understand. I think a lot of the hate comes really from the spoilers, Gojo stuff.
Yeah.
Which to me is silly. Maybe some like Yuji stuff. It's silly. I do think as a show though, I like the fact that it's short. I think if it was like a longer like Naruto or like One Piece like style thing, it would be worse. I think
I agree.
it could do it, but it probably would be worse. So like it gets hate. It is what it is. People still gonna watch it. People still gonna read it. Y'all can hate if y'all want. Y'all gonna read it anyway. So
Facts, bro. Everybody hates on the best. Like, you can't be the best and not have haters. Like, sorry for y'all who just don't get it, but Jujutsu Kaisen is the best.
yeah.
Gege on the top, like, hi haters, you see me. Nah, I feel that though. It's really one of the best, and it's good. Like, like I've never felt so attached to a manga like JJK, and like I love the Tokyo Avengers manga. I love the Demon Slayer manga, but I feel like this is like it's like your morning coffee. Every time a leak or scan or something is out, I'm like,
Allegedly.
allegedly, I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? I don't partake. Viz every Sunday, right? Yeah, am I right? Like,
I guess real quick on that. This is the first, like, as an adult, this is like the first property or IP that I've felt this way about.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
do you guys, just a quick question, like, do you guys have any series, like manga that you start from the beginning that you hope will end up like a JJK? I thought about this the other day. I was like, I don't think there's been a manga that I've started off of like any manga platform where like they've gone to become like, top 10 besides like Sakamoto Days. That was the only one. And even then I fell off reading Sakamoto Days for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, is there anyone that you started from the beginning and it actually became where it is today?
I don't read manga like that. I only read manga when I like an anime. So if I like an anime and then it's like done well in this one season, I'm like, okay, I'll tap into the manga. So I always read manga after I've already watched the season or so of the anime.
Okay, fair.
For me, I guess in recent days, it would have been Jujutsu Kaisen, which I guess I'm defining it with a thing. But I don't read Kagurabachi that much, but based on what I'm hearing and like seeing, I think it's gonna get there at one point. But
slaps, bro.
we'll
Not
see.
gonna lie.
I gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I think this was a fake leak, but apparently they put some stuff in production or something. Like they're thinking about an anime. I don't know if that's true or not. But
They shouldn't. It's too
they
early.
shouldn't. They're absolutely not.
That's like when they made the Boruto anime. They rushed it. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, give it at least like 80 chapters to 100 chapters before we can do an anime.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fake. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's fake, but the thought being out there is kind of wild.
Yeah.
And our last anime news portion segment of the anime news portion is there's a Santa Claus anime coming out. So the anime is based off a manga called Sanda. and it was created by the creator of Beastars. So I don't even know what to expect from this, bro. Like, you gonna have Santa with an OnlyFans? Like, what's going on? What do y'all think about
Better
this?
watch out. I'm not for it. It's
Why
not
not?
for me. I don't know. I think that not everything needs to be an anime. Especially if they're gonna make like a continuous series. It'd be cool if it was an OVA, right? Like I would love like what's that Christmas movie that always comes on the night before Christmas or some shit like that.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that shit too, right? But like yeah, like cool shit like that, like as a movie or as an OVA is nice. But like to have like a series, it seems like just a waste of production staff and money. Like I don't know. How you guys feel?
Y'all keep it. I do not care. I will not be watching it. I will not be there.
How about now?
I feel like you could make that, but not have it be Santa and be hard.
Yeah, that looks like if you took the guy from Undead Unlock and then gave him like armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I think this is? It's like I can't really think of a great example, but like when people are thinking of stories, I think this happens in like movies a lot too. Like there might be like a idea you have for a story, and it won't get approved if it's like an original IP. But if they like reskin it with previous IP, then the thing is gonna get approved. I think that's just this. Like
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hit that button real quick. I think what it is it's going to be interesting because I read a little bit about the concept of what it's supposed to be. It's essentially Santa. It's post-apocalyptic type shit, or maybe just like 60 years in the future. So 60 years in the future, there's a kid who is like in a town that has zero Christmas. And also like something about like the populations being down. So children are much more valued than adults. And then this kid realizes at some point that he is a long line lost descendant of Santa Claus and gets the ability to transform from himself to Santa Claus. And I think the goal is to bring the joy of Christmas to Japan. I don't know. It's really convoluted. The theme of it all is interesting to me. Am I excited for it? Personally, no. But it's one of those things where I feel like it's getting enough like hype where there has to be something to it. Because that's the dope thing about anime. It's not just going to be about a dude going from chimney to chimney every episode, right? There's going to be like some type of story arc and theme to it. And if it's interesting enough, then I'll watch it. But off rip, am I interested in it? Nah, not really.
Yeah, they could prove me wrong. It could be fire, but I'm cool. Prove me wrong. I'll wait.
You know, it's crazy. So you guys know Studio Pierrot, like the Naruto animation studio. So they did Frosty the Snowman. They got contracted back in like the 70s and 80s to make like those type of animated series.
That's kind of fire.
It's kind of crazy. Random fun fact. I just thought about that and thinking about Santa Claus.
It's pretty cool.
You know what else is fun?
Straps coming out. Oh, no.
God.
You know what else is fun? Questions. You know my question for y'all? I want to know what your top 5 anime arcs are. You could either do it separately or y'all can agree to a 5 together.
I'm not gonna agree with his 5.
And you go first, Akil. Top 5 anime arcs.
Can it be multiple from the same anime or does it matter?
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Saiyan Saga. No, not Saiyan Saga. Cell Saga.
Okay.
What's the right word? This should be wrong. I can't think of the right word.
What? You stopped at 1?
No, all right. Cell Saga. Honestly, the York New City.
Okay, yeah.
What else is there? I'm blanking. This is JJK. So I guess the Star Plasma Vessel arc. When they were young. Bleach. What's the last arc called? Not the Bound arc, but the
one we were just talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what the arc is called. No, not the. I guess it is. That's your
Okay, cool. Top 5 anime arcs. Go.
Top 5 anime arcs. Okay, and Tokyo Avengers, the Botan arc, is fire. I think I like.
They gonna kick you in the comments for that one.
Indigo League for Pokemon.
Okay.
Was crazy. Third one, the Naruto Forest of Death, like training exams arc, is wild. I think that Oh, Slam Dunk. When they faced Ryuzan, that first like basketball tournament, where bro lost and was crying, and it was like some HD stuff from the 80s. Fire. And my final anime arc would have to be I don't know what this arc is called, but
Hurry up.
it's the original. It's the One Piece arc where he met Zoro, and they talk about Zoro's backstory in that beginning scene. I don't know what that arc is called, but that was like one of my favorites because I cried seeing Zoro's homie die, bro. Yeah. My bad. You're a little excited to see us.
I think I said 4 Infinity Castle, but that's manga.
Okay, Infinity Castle's fire.
Gotcha. Good shit. Good job. I mean, it took y'all a little too long.
It
Y'all
took
should have
me-
got shot like at least 3 times each.
Nice
but
guy.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Nice guy over here.
We'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for our anime review. What are we watching right now?
Obviously, Demon Slayer. Just talked about that. Big fan of Demon Slayer. My Hero. I was watching it. I stopped. I probably will start again.
Why'd you stop watching My Hero?
I just wasn't feeling it.
What?
I like this. I like the manga. I talked about this when I was on when you weren't. It's cool. It just feels like it's dragging to me.
Okay.
Like it's been out since like 2014. It's been like a decade. I feel like we should be further along than this.
That's
And when the
fair.
like
Isn't this the last arc? You want to be further along than the end?
The anime?
Is it? I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
not even close.
This is the second to last. So this is like the beginning of the war, but this is not this is the second part of the war, but this is not like the peak. Like this is still like they're still getting
But
after it.
when you say it gets the second to last arc, how like that arc was a pretty long.
Yeah, that's a very long arc.
Yeah.
This was the longest arc.
So that's
that we're
why.
Okay, that's fair.
that's my issue.
Yeah.
And then Kaiju number 8 every now and again. Yeah.
Okay. What you watching?
Yeah. Right now, you guys already know, man. Barack Obeezy's Naruto Unhinged. They just dropped episode 7 on YouTube, and it's about like the tuning exams, and I'm taking the tests and things like that. And it's just so funny, bro.
Yeah.
Like he just knows how to just make us laugh and truly turn Naruto into like a crazy different property. Like we need more of this. Like I need more abridged AI series. There's another homie who's doing like Avatar. And they have a couple other ones. I think they did like Danny Phantom. I'm for it. I think it's pretty cool.
Nah, that's dope. I'm glad to see it right now exist as it can exist currently because in the next year and a half, Japan's putting a lockdown on all that.
Come with that.
Bruh, once they start figuring out the legality with AI, they're gonna be like, you either pay us or we're shutting your channel down.
Facts.
And they are doing that. Like y'all saw what happened with Anime Balls Deep when they had they almost got their channel shut down.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest anime reviewers on the platform today, bro.
And they got Japan coming for them.
Anime balls.
Some balls deep prediction magic. Shout out to ABD, man.
Facts.
Thanks. What I'm currently watching is I'm caught up on Tower of God. Just hit up season 2. It's fine. This is like an introductory moment within the season. So have y'all seen Tower of God? No.
No.
Tower of God is pretty solid. It's one of those webtoon animes. It's really good. It's big fuck you energy for Rachel for life. You already know if you watch Tower of God, you know what I'm saying. And if you don't watch Tower of God, but it's doing its thing. It's moving. It's progressing. It's not progressing. It's setting up right now. So there's actually a time skip that happened in the series, which is pretty cool to start off season 2 with a time skip. And we don't really know what is happening or what is going to happen next. It's just literally all set up right now. It's cool. It's doing its thing. And I am still on Wano of One Piece. Wano, I enjoy Wano a lot, actually. It has a lot of moments where it dips, though, which is like not my favorite thing with One Piece. Like it has really great moments and really good episodes that'll capture you, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, now we're gonna like follow the plot but as slow as possible. And then that's the part that really gets to me. I'm at that point right now where essentially they are going to Kaido's mansion to like fight, and they just introduced Yamato. I got to learn Odin's backstory. If you're a fan of One Piece, Odin is a piece of shit, bro. Odin was like one of the major dudes from the past.
Big up.
He was a friend. He was a friend of he was a part of the Whitebeard Pirates for a little bit. One of the funniest thing is though, like Odin spent like his childhood as just like a rough nigga doing the worst shit. Not the worst shit, but just like nobody really trusted him. And then down the line, he became more respectable. And his father was like the leader, the shogun of the town, right? And people ended up respecting him so much so that they made him, I think, a daimyo. Which higher, Shogun or Daimyo?
Shogun is the highest.
Yeah, so they made him a daimyo, and he like was able to bring his community together. People loved and respected him. And mind you, this is over a course of years. All of a sudden, Whitebeard pulls up with his ship to Wano, which it's really hard to get in, really hard to get out. Odin drops everything and is like, yo, fuck this job, fuck these people, put me on your ship. I want to sail the seas with you. Bro, that's the type of nigga Odin was. Imagine like putting all years of work and then you see one exit poll and you're just like, all right, bet, I'm taking that train out of here. That's Odin. Like if you're a fan of One Piece, you can't say that Odin ain't fucked up because he did all that for his people just to abandon them when he had the chance to. Eventually he came back, but I don't know. I think he was moving kind of funny.
You guys will get deeper into it as you go deeper through Wano. I think Wano could be its own series. Like Wano, like by the story itself, could be its own. Like
it's 200 episodes. It could be its own
anime. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
could it be its own anime 4 times back? Bro?
Yeah.
Nah, Wano is crazy though. It's thick as fuck. Like there's so much shit going on in it. Like the story with
Thick as fuck is crazy.
and then Jinbei's back too. Wano's going hard right now. I like it.
Oh yeah.
It's our call to action moment, Jerry.
Yo, so guys, this is Keeping It 9000, New York City's anime podcast. If you guys enjoy what we do, we need you to subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on your favorite podcast streaming platform to get the full length of our content. If there are any moments that you enjoyed in this episode, give them a share. We have all our clips on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, so you can be able to share them with your homies, throw them in your group chat, throw them in your Discord. And if you don't got a Discord and you want to be on, you should join our Discord. We're trying to build it up right now and build like a beautiful community for you guys to come through and chill with. So pull up, enjoy it, and keep it 9000 with us because we're always going to keep it 9000 with you everywhere along the whole media spectrum of Keeping It 9000. Now, I got a little gift for these niggas right here. I'm not going to lie. So, first off, your boy went to Japan maybe in like, damn, it's been 3 months
3 months ago.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really bad at this. Like when it comes to like giving souvenirs, I have them in the bag and I'm just like, I'll give it to him next week. I pull up next week. I'm like, oh shit, no. Like my boy just got a keychain from Amsterdam. I won in 2019. Bro, crazy. So right here we have some Pokemon merch. So this is for you, Akil, and for you, Kev. And I thought this would be a fun little segment to kind of like unbox this blind box and see what's inside.
Ooh, okay. You want to go first, Akil?
Yeah. Please be blessed. Please be blessed, boys. Please be blessed, boys.
Hey.
What we got? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was sealed like this. Kev, you want to start cooking on yours while you work?
You're right. That's good on time. It's a yellow Pokeball. Which was the yellow Pokeball?
I don't think there was one.
There wasn't. There was an Ultra Ball.
Is it not is that a bath bomb, my nigga? Oh my god, bro. I can't read the label, bro. I thought it was a toy. They got me fucked up. All right, you're gonna have to take a bath to figure out which Pokemon's inside. So this gets us a flop.
That's crazy, Jake Paul.
Yeah, it smells good.
Yeah, it's a bath bomb.
Jake Paul really pulled up on us and said, "Here's a gift from Japan. Y'all need to bathe."
I thought it was a
He said, "Y'all not bathing enough."
He said, somebody smell like shit.
All right, and in honor of our favorite throat goats, our Huck to champions, I brought this gift back for the podcast. I thought this would be really cool.
Get us. Oh, okay.
We got a Yuzuriha from
to go.
yeah. What is this anime again?
Heaven's Paradise.
Oh yeah, Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, so this is Yuzuriha from Hell's Paradise. She is my bae from there, and I thought that she belonged on our content wall. So
Facts. We're about to 3-man her after this class.
She's a fan. She's a fan.
Thank you, bro.
Of course. And then, it's Kevin's birthday this week, right? So I had to double down and get your boy some stuff too. So we have his throat goat right here.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
And to complete his JJK collection, I got him number
good
22.
shit.
I hope this nigga didn't order it.
Nah, not yet. I've been
Okay,
slacking
bet.
on ordering my JJK chapters, adding
there
it
you
to the
go.
shelf. Let's go. Thank you, dog.
Of course, man.
Megan Thee Stallion cosplay Yorichi and My Life Is Yours.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. JJK, best manga out there.
Christmas, man. It's fucking Christmas. Let's get it. So if you guys want this energy too, go join our Discord, follow Keep It at 9,000, and you know what I'm saying, celebrate anime with the homies.
Yeah. You really made up for telling us that we don't bathe enough.
That's mad funny.
I did not know that was. No, you know what's funny? I have one more for my brother. I gotta warn him now. Like, yo, this is the bath bomb.
Yes, sir. All right. So as y'all know, if you've been listening to Keep It in 9,000 as of last week, y'all know that we are trying to reach out to Usain Bolt. We're doing so because he liked a couple of our videos, and now we want to see if we can get mans to pull up on us on the pod and have a conversation with us. But first, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna try to get his attention by asking Usain Bolt anime questions. So this is week 2 of asking Usain Bolt anime questions, and our question for this week is, who is the fastest anime character? What are your thoughts? And also, let us know your thoughts in the comments, but also tag Usain Bolt so we can get his thoughts on who the fastest anime character is. My thought off rip, I'm going fastest anime character, bro. Killua's up there.
Gil is pretty
Especially in
fast.
his God speed, in his God
Yeah.
mode, lightning God mode.
Yeah.
I'm throwing Killua up there. Who y'all got?
I'm gonna have to go Shinra from Fire Force. If y'all read the manga, y'all know the vibe. Shinra's on next level God tier speed. Like
Nah, that's
there's,
facts.
there's no beating that. And even in the anime, he goes crazy. He's doing like light speed at that point. Like it's wild.
I'm kind of cheating here because obviously this person's going to be the go at everything, but Ultra Instinct Goku, I think Omen form. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a fire list. But who are your thoughts? Who do you think the fastest anime character is? Let us know your answer in the questions and tag Usain Bolt because we got to get your answer, Usain. Let us know. All right, next
Get it.
segment is.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hold up. You know what the next segment is? It's the otaku.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So in anime, you have your anime characters that the mangaka, you can tell, loves. They'll throw all the plot armor at them
Gojo.
to put them in the most opportune, best situations to progress the story along. But then you have those characters that mangaka, you could just tell hate, and you could tell they hate them by how dirty they do them. So what this is right now is anime characters who are done dirty by their mangaka. Yo, first one we going off with is Rock Lee.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Rock Lee, 100%.
What? Yo, cook on that because I got some stuff to say.
Well, first Rock Lee was set up to be like one of the older, like strong, like dudes where he was just like, yo, I run the set. I'm from L Block. Y'all can't see me. And in the beginning, he was showing them that he whooped Naruto. He actually literally just tossed Naruto to the side, whooped Sasuke's ass. And then he had that fight with Gaara where he went and let loose. He never won a fight. He lost that fight to Gaara and never won a fight afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, especially what Kishimoto was doing to him was crazy. One, he put him in a situation where Gaara sand-coffined him and broke his arm and leg, and then they were telling him he'll never be able to walk again. Eventually, he goes through enough procedures with Tsunade where he is able to walk again, and then straight to fighting Kimimaro, where he also gets his ass beat to the point where he had to get the man who beat his ass to pull up and help him. So, and then you go to Shippuden, and he's not really doing much of anything. He's just an accessory character on the side. He had so much like potential, and he had so much ability to be a cool character, especially seeing what Mike Guy could do.
Yeah.
They just didn't follow through with him.
Nah, I agree.
I think they did him dirty.
I think that, like, you know, if they brought Rock Lee up the same way that they set him up, he would have been side by side with Mike Guy hitting that 8th gate of death. Like, they would have been rocking Madara. If it was 2v1, they would have killed Madara straight up. Like, it would have been over. The war would have been over. Like,
Nah, that's a fact.
yeah, but they definitely nerfed Boy for sure.
What are you thinking of Kill?
I agree. He deserves more. I think you said everything. He, based on that character, deserves way more. At least like what Shikamaru got. Maybe not Hokage, but Shikamaru probably like they They should be closer.
Yeah, no, 100%. Next character is Gohan. You want to take it? I know Gohan's one of your favorite characters.
I guess to preface, I've idolized Gohan ever since I started watching Dragon Ball as a kid. We all know Toriyama intended to make Gohan the main character.
Sure.
I guess with Gohan he hates fighting, but like to become a character that at one point was the strongest person in the series, you beat Cell, and then you beat Cell. This is your peak. You're like 11 years old. Your potential. You could be the strongest person ever in the universe. You should be the strongest person. You're the strongest person around right now. Your dad is dead. The lane is clear for you. This man don't do anything. In fact, he stops training. He gets smoked. He gets back in the training in the Buu arc. He goes to the Kai world. He takes some sword out of the ground. Becomes Ultimate Gohan or Mystic Gohan. Then he has a great moment. He has a fire moment. I don't want to fight you. I want to kill you with Super Buu. But after that, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything. He actually gets spanked more times than not.
Like ridiculously.
The one thing that stands out in my mind right now, which is super embarrassing, when was it the movie or was it the super anime when Frieza comes back and he's wearing the tracksuit? He just absolutely gets demolished.
Yeah.
Like all in my mind right now, all I'm picturing him is him getting hit in the stomach and his pupils are gone.
Bro was Swiss cheese in that moment.
Swiss
bro.
cheese, dog.
That
He
was
used to be the
crazy.
strongest character in the series, and then they said, you know what? No, like, you're not gonna be that anymore. Your dad can come back. He can have it. Go Vegeta. He can have it. Trunks, future Trunks. Honestly, I'm gonna give him more love than I gave you.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah, and it's just disappointing. I feel like he should have more moments, and it's not great. They trying to like fix it, but it should have never got this bad in the first place.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I was actually I spent last weekend where I was editing. I was watching all the Dragon Ball Z movies are on Crunchyroll. So I was watching the one. I forgot the name of it. I think it's like Super 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Super 13, some shit like that. But like basically, Gohan is fresh off of the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
Like Gohan just became that nigga, right?
Yeah.
And then this android. Oh no, I guess it's not fresh off the Cell Saga. It's leading up to the Cell Saga. But
Yeah.
Gohan's basically that nigga at that point,
Yeah.
right? The androids come through, and Gohan could throw the hands with them, but he's getting mollywopped,
Right.
like left and right. Even Krillin is getting the same level of mollywop, and I'm like, that's not fair. This is Gohan, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna leave it to Goku to save the day every time? Like, and literally that's what it was. It was Gohan saving the day. I mean, Goku saving the day every time. Like, not fair. He kind of did him wrong with that for sure. Like,
No. 100% agreed. Gohan was definitely done dirty. J. Cole, you're going to take this one. You're going to start this one. Rengoku from Demon Slayer.
oh man, I got a lot to say about my boy Rengoku from Demon Slayer. I think that he was the most undervalued and underwritten Hashira of all time. How you plug him into one arc and don't even let him finish his arc, bro? That's ridiculous. Like all Tanjiro got the same memories of Rengoku the same way Naruto got memories of that swing. Like Rengoku was not really a thought, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I think that it just wasn't fair that they didn't continue his character. Like he got into a fight with level 3 Akaza, right? Like upper demon 3 Akaza. And this is the point where none of the Hashiras engaged with an upper moon demon, right? So this guy, Dolly, he just fought the whole lower moon and saved the whole train, and then he's getting jumped, right? And it's like, like the fight lasts like 5 minutes and he's going all out, right? But it doesn't matter because he gets clipped.
Yeah.
So all of that great firepower, like, show the power of the Hashira for nothing because you kill him. Like, who's the mangaka of Demon Slayer again? It's a girl. But yeah, it's just sad. Like, I just think that she could have did more for Rengoku. Even like his family, like his dad's a piece of shit. Like nothing about Rengoku's story is like cool, bro.
Yeah, that was the messed up part where it's just like, not only did this man become a donut, then you get to meet his pops and go, oh, there's a dude that just looks just like him. Maybe he can bring some happy memories into this. And he's the worst nigga ever. Like,
He's like the deadbeat flame house, right? It's like, like I used to be a Hash. I don't care, bro. I'm not fighting. Everybody could die. Like,
Everything about his life was horrible, but
Yeah.
still somehow he was happy, which makes it worse that he
Yeah.
died like that.
yeah.
Like, damn, that just doesn't. That's not even a good like just message for life. It's like you could be the happiest go lucky person ever, positive attitude. Like you could what people say you could manifest the best things in the world for you. You'll still end up a donut.
No, it's so bad. I almost wish he would have took Akaza up on his like offer to become a demon. That would have been better. Like actually seeing someone become a demon from the beginning, and that was supposed to be Tanjiro's like big homie. That would have been way better. But they wasn't trying to write him like that.
Nah, they weren't doing that. All right, next one we got Ace from One Piece.
Donut.
Yeah, another donut. Bro, definitely done dirty by Oda. Bro, Ace was set up to be like one of those top characters. Because Ace, I don't know if y'all know, and this is a spoiler, but you should just watch One Piece at this point. Ace is the son of Gold D. Roger.
Yeah.
And so with him being the son of Gold D. Roger, my man's comes from like the Pirate King. He is by all means the Pirate Prince.
Yeah.
But nobody knew. And just having him as a character that was set up for so many lovely things in the future. And he was a user of the flame fruit, where I forget what type of fruit those are. I think it's a logia, where they basically can embody whatever like element or thing that they're doing. So he could just turn into fire, shoot fire out of him and whatnot, to the point where like he could have technically survived. Like I kind of punched him through the chest, but if he went like flame mode, that shit could have just like went through his body, and then his shit could have came back out. It's just fucked up, bro. Like Ace was one of those loved characters that I feel like as long as One Piece is, you never saw him enough.
Yeah.
And it was dope where they did give us that flashback arc where you got to see the meeting of Luffy, Sabo, and Ace. But
sad, yeah.
adult Ace, we just didn't get enough of him. I feel like.
No, I agree. I think that what makes it really sad for Ace's character death is, like you said, he is the prince of all pirates, right? So it's like, yeah, he did like the honorable thing by, I guess, like dying for the future king of the pirates. But I think it was way too early for him to die. Like, he could have went into the time skip and, like, you know, got a little extra, like, you know, accolades before that happened. But I guess it was also the death of the Whitebeard pirates, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of felt a little right to, I guess, end him like that too.
Yeah. No, I get why it's done. Like, you needed a major death to really, like, hit the audience. And Ace's death definitely, like... Ace's death, I'm sure for a lot of One Piece fans, was what... but this is how it was for me. Ace's death was the first time I really tapped into One Piece. After that happened, I was like, oh, shit, shit ain't sweet over here no more.
Yeah.
Like, Ace's death...
All it takes is a donut.
It might hit harder than Jiraiya's death. Really? For me, yeah.
So do you say that as you've like completed One Piece up to so far that it hits harder than Jiraiya's death, or when you first watched it, you felt that initial like pain?
When I first watched it, I was just like, fuck. Like, and I knew it was gonna happen too. That's the thing. When you know something's gonna happen and it happens and you still torn up about it, I was like, no, not my nigga Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Jiraiya's death, I was affected by that too. But I felt like I was affected by Ace's death more.
That's fair.
100%. Next one, we got Eraserhead from My Hero. That's you, Jay. You take this.
Eraserhead from My Hero, I think, is a very tragic hero amongst like the My Hero Academia community. I think he has a similar fate to like Kakashi of Naruto, where like, you know, his life and ties are kind of brought back to him being younger and a lot of the mistakes that they made when they were younger, and he's haunted by the demons of what happens then, right? All that happens, but I don't feel like he can actually do anything as their teacher. Like, the only thing that really helps him out is the fact that he stops quirks, right?
Yeah.
He can pause your quirk, but he can't remove your quirk. So I just think that like he's kind of like underdeveloped, like as like a big teacher homie, you know, for the class. Like if his power was to actually erase quirks, that would be crazy. Like I think that would be cooler, and they would have written him really well. But the fact that he just pauses it until his eyes are closed is like, it's really kind of mid. Yeah,
and then they chopped off his leg and removed an eye from him.
Yeah, they gave him the Mirko treatment, bro.
Like, what did old boy do to this man? Like, I feel like Eraserhead, he was one of those characters where he made his powers work for him as best as he could, and he did well. He has that neck scarf situation. But now he's like, what can Eraserhead really do? Like, even in this current arc, he's getting carried. He's literally getting carried.
They really got a hero on his side. It's like your job is to hold him because bro got one leg.
You hold him, you put water in his eyes, and you copy his technique and use it better than he can because he only got one eye right now.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
nah, that is a fact, bro.
That's nuts. Next, Akil, you gonna take this one. Who's another character who's done dirty is Kite from Hunter x Hunter.
Dog. I wanna, or I guess even in the anime, they especially did him dirty because they did not introduce him at the beginning in the anime, even though he was there in the manga. And in kind of a inverse way, I think it makes it worse because like he even gets to really do anything in the show and you kill him like that. But I think in terms of like when you think about like some of like mentor figures, what they could be, we just talked about Ace and then Jiraiya, Itachi, stuff like that. Kite, I don't think we got to see enough of his powers. We really get to fully dive into the character that he could be. And like we see Gon chasing his dad when in all reality Kite is actually his pops was raising little bro. So to see him just like go out like that, I know they try to like rebirth him in the form of an ant, but like Doug, he didn't really even get to do nothing. You kill him like that, and then when you see him after he's dead, he's in P2's lap. He's like stroking his head. It's crazy. Like
crazy.
what? Come on, man.
And then he became like that weird like zombie situation. Yeah.
That especially is super disrespectful.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real. I think that they didn't even set him up for Gon to be that mad that he died.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Like the amount of anger that Gon had to even do that, like path to become like future Gon. To me, as I'm a Hunter x Hunter hater, but I felt like like low key. He knew him for like a second. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I could get it. Like if Killer would die like that, yeah, you'd be on some shit. Or if like your aunt died like that. But bro met you like last week.
Yeah.
You also got to remember Kite was the closest connection he had to his dad. So there's a lot of like, even though he's not his dad, he was definitely a big like father figure.
That was mostly the fault of the 2012 anime.
Okay.
Yeah, in the 1999 anime and in the manga, he's around like when Gon is a kid, like when Gon is around like that bear, stuff like that. Like
I didn't know that.
he's around, but for whatever reason they didn't include that in the
That's fault.
recent one. Yeah.
So
No, that makes sense because I think in the later anime they did have a scene where Kite saw Gon as a kid.
Yeah.
But they never like delved deeper into it. It was just like, nah, I met you once before.
damn, you see, all right, it's not even the manga because it's also the anime. Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But Kite is definitely he was definitely done dirty. I feel like, as you said it best, we definitely did not get enough time with Kite. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
But Jay, intro this next segment. Think we got some spice about to.
We do. Okay, let me lead this off. All right, guys, welcome to part 2 of Keeping the 9000's Otaku. So on today's agenda, we have to talk about my take that I had on, I guess that's 2 weeks ago's episode 168, where I said, quote unquote, we need to stop making high school shonen anime, right? And so let me talk about the quote real quick, right? So what I said was, hey guys, I think that the way that they produce high school shonen anime is very weird in the current landscape of like media, right? I think that
That's not what the clip said.
No, you guys clipped it.
That's what the clip said, but that was the sentiment. The clip was the lead to the episode.
Yeah. So like, like I said, I think that it's weird that they put very strange adult themes into shonen, right? Because shonen's a demographic, right? For young boys watching,
right.
like coming up, like in their life, right? Like I think there's a lot of strange themes in shonen anime that I don't think belong there. And Shonen Jump, the media property, right? The platform, they know that their market, yes, while the genre and the demographic is 13 to 17, whatever, they know for a fact that the majority of the people they make money off of are not in that demographic. So I'm just like, is that not weird? I think we got to call them out for that. Right, so they should stop making shonen high school anime in the sense of like, not all these shows need to be in high school if you're gonna do all that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like you can literally just make them 18 and give them jobs or part-time jobs or some shit like that, and it would be the same show.
Yeah, it's essentially like, if you're gonna make a show about teenagers, don't make it nasty too.
Yeah,
Is that what? Okay, but
No, I was just gonna ask. let's say they were 18 in the show, but the show is still for kids. Does that make a difference?
I think it's fine. Personally,
Why?
I think it's fine. I think it's fine because like it's just less weird. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like if you're watching a live action show and they had these actors playing children, but also the actors playing children were 16, 15, and they were having those like sex scenes and all the other stuff. You'd be like, this is weird as hell.
That's kids.
Let me. I understand what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to draw like some not clear examples. I want to like touch on some very specific things, and I want to clarify what adult themes are. So
My brand brought notes.
there are like 21 shows I think I put down on this, and I categorized them between like young and old.
Yeah.
In terms of like the cast. And I'm considering young if you started like the main crux of the show, you started like maybe like 15 or even 17.
Yeah.
All right, so in young, you got One Piece, My Hero, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, JJK, Black Clover, Boruto, also Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Doctor Stone, Fire Force, Haikyuu, Promise Neverland, Blue Exorcist, Fairy Tail, Tokyo Revengers, Chainsaw Man, Marshall, Spy X Family, One Punch Man isn't older. Undead Unluck isn't older. And then Kaiju number 8 isn't older. So those last three are in the older group. The younger group, a lot of these have like a good amount of fan service. I think probably Chainsaw Man is probably the freakiest in this list.
Or I don't think you have it on the list, but Food Wars.
Food Wars, yes. Is that a shonen? I don't know if it's a shonen or not.
I mean, Food Wars, I think, was intended to be categorized as like, you know, like an adult show, right? But it was still published on like Shonen Jump.
Okay.
Like as the main, like as a main like page, like anime. Okay. And that's the tough part in this distinction, right? Is because in the categories of it, it's like you have sometimes where Shonen Jump is the platform, right? So we also refer to things published by Shonen Jump as shonen, even if they're not shonen. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's tough, the sticky part of this whole situation.
It's classified as shonen according to Google.
That's crazy. Oh, fuck, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
I want to just take Google as the source to say if it's shonen or not.
Of course Akil's going to say that. It's going against his way.
I mean, it could be true that it is a shonen, but I wouldn't just say Google's word for it. So I also wanted to clarify some adult themes. And I want to say that these are themes or these are things that when in shows like really are the central plot of the show or very heavily present in the show, not just like a reference for older audiences. As a society, or I have two groups, some that are not necessarily bad for young people, and then some as a society that we generally say that we want to protect kids from. Violence, crime, gore is the first one. JJK, DBZ, Naruto, a lot of those types of shows have this. Sex and nudity, Chainsaw Man in particular, I think is probably the biggest offender of like sex, especially when you think about the manga, and there's a recent scene in that. Strong or offensive language, discriminatory themes or language. One thing that comes to my mind is Attack on Titan. Substance use or abuse, suicide, or other traumatic things. I think generally as a society we don't really want kids to be exposed to these types of things. Then you got a list for not necessarily bad for young people. Moral ambiguity, existential stuff, political, social issues, economic struggles, mental health. I think really what we're saying when we don't want adult themes in anime is not like the even really substance abuse or like suicide or really violence or crime. It's really the sex and nudity things about it. And
especially with children.
Yes.
Like if you're making, it screams weird. And especially with the fact that, sorry to cut you off, but especially with the fact that like there's a lot of connections with people in the anime industry and weird things with like children. Like when you get into like the CP world, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like that exists. And it's like, I'm not going to say one influences the other, but the fact that they're both in the same realm, we should probably do a better job at managing what is put out, if that's the case.
And then also like we have to also understand the people who are creating these series, when it comes to like those themes particularly, right? these are like 45-year-old men. Like, these aren't 16-year-olds making this. You know what I'm saying? If it was a 16-year-old and he was like, I'm gonna draw some boobs, I'm like, bro, that's his story. You know what I mean? Like, that's his like lived experience at that time. But these guys are adults and they know how they're marketing their shit and they know where it's going to. So yes, it's marketed towards a younger demographic, but it's also marketed towards people like them who are drawing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little problematic. You know what I mean?
Probably true in terms of the marketing towards young, but also old. I think like with everything I said, the shows and what they do, and some of the themes that we talked about, there are two things that I really think about like coming out of this, because the demographic is for young boys, but also really young girls. That like, are we saying that only the stuff that is obviously CP, you don't want that?
Yeah.
But it's not also a good thing to create shows that have adults doing these same things and also give that to kids. Because let's say Kaiju number 8, for example, if they were fucking and whatever, or like there was more like a lot of fan service, it doesn't necessarily just make it okay because they're 18 in the shows. If we're saying that we want kids to be like safe from this type of content.
Gotcha. Honestly, I don't really care about kids. I just don't want to watch an anime and feel weird while watching it. You know what I mean?
Well, that is also my point, because like the sexualization, like you choose the stuff that you're watching.
Yeah.
Which is why people, I predicted this, like the responses you were gonna get, like people saying seinen versus shonen.
Yeah.
Like, you choose the anime that you watch.
Yeah,
you can choose to watch Tokyo Revengers. You can choose to watch Boruto, JJK, whatever. Not all these things have the same level of fan service or whatnot. But in terms of like how you feel about it, like that is like the sexualization of people. Fan service is definitely maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, it probably is like between a 5 and 7 in terms of sexualizing the characters, especially the younger ones. It's not going as far as like actually depicting them having sex. Obviously, still like questionable. But when you think about like the creation of these shows, it being for kids, the themes that are in these shows, the substance of the show, we have the opportunity to decide what do we want to watch and what do we not want to watch. When we're watching stuff like Boruto or even Naruto, they're not in high school necessarily. It's not clear that they're in high school. Or even One Piece, it's not clear that they're in high school. But they're high school age. They're younger than 18. We're not acting the same ways like for these things. And to me, it doesn't make sense when you also consider like above the age of 18, but also for the same audiences. Like, as a person, I get if you feel uncomfortable like seeing it, but you could also just watch the show and not sexualize the kid, because that's that's not what you're interested in. And I think another thing with this is like people of all ages, like in this list of adult content, the main things is the sex and nudity. People of all ages have all the other adult themes. Like, I think it is actually super important to see or expose kids to themes like existentialism, moral ambiguity, really substance.
I thought you were it's super important to expose kids to sex. What the hell?
Well, in a safe way, it is important to expose kids
to educate them.
Education. It is important. But like, in terms of who is experiencing these things, it is actually super compelling to see kids even dealing with sex in a positive way, in a show, how they navigate that between people. Probably more useful for younger people watching it, but there's still things to be learned about that interaction from older people, and it doesn't necessarily make it weird just because sex is being talked about in a show about kids. Now, when the actual sexualization happens, that's an issue. I also want to respond to one thing in particular, which I agree is weird. You talked about Tokyo Revengers and how bro loves Shorty.
Tokyo Revengers is a seinen, by the way. It's not a shonen series.
Okay.
Technically a seinen. But again, I think that's the weird ambiguity of the fact that there is no true through line between like seinen and shonen stories sometimes.
Well, let me ask you this: because it is a seinen, and there is actually no like sex in as far as I'm aware.
There's no
of.
sex. Yeah.
What is so weird about a person that is brought back to the past in their old body? I get that like he has the memories of like his older self, and you can kind of mirror that into being like the 1,000-year-old person in a 10-year-old's body or a 15-year-old's body. Like that person probably shouldn't be having relationships with children, but they also probably like if someone is like if an adult was pursuing that person, a 15-year-old with a 1,000-year-old person's brain, they probably shouldn't be pursuing that person because it also looks weird. What, I guess one, if the shorty also had the memories that he had, but in her body, would that make it less weird for you? And I guess you can.
Okay, we can start with that. I mean, yeah, like if it was like if they both got zapped back into their original bodies at that time and they're living in that time, it's not like it's like I mean, yeah, for sure, they should probably still understand that they are that age because they are conscious adults.
Yeah.
In these teenage age bodies, you feel me? So they should probably act accordingly. But I also think that like it is a little bit safer than when they have a story of a grown man zapped into his teenage body and he's basically grooming his young, unknowing teenage girlfriend at that time. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even saying Takemichi's a bad person. You know, I've read the whole series. I've watched the whole shit, right? Like, Takemichi doesn't really take advantage of the situation like that. But, like, you know, when you even think about kind of like how the story is written, right? It's like I feel like sometimes it kind of goes a little bit like in a weird direction sometimes. Like I said, did the startup of the story have to be him going back to high school at 14 years of age to kind of like have that same effect? Because if he was a loser until his 20s, they could have been 18. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could have been 18. He could have been in college. He could have been the same shorty in college. Different vibe, different setup, and the story would have still hit the same. And I get it. That's like more of a cultural thing for them. And like their like, you know, their sentiment to high school, which, you know, I think that high school stories are beautiful too. You know, you guys have watched like teenage rom-coms and things like that, right? But then, you know, same thing. What if American Pie was them as freshmen in high school versus like seniors and like freshmen in college? You know, you guys, I don't know if you guys ever seen Kids. Kids is a famous movie shot in New York City in 1990s, and they kind of expose like the dark themes of like kids and like how they kind of like do all this crazy shit at like 14, 15, 16. But like, and like, you know, everybody kind of loves the movie. I think the movie is cinematically beautiful, but you know, like when you watch it, you know, you kind of think about the person who's directing and writing this. It's like, yo, bro, like this is a very strange take sometimes. You know what I mean? Like this kind of take. Also, like with the other guy, The Fault in My Stars, John Green, same thing. He gets a lot of slack about the fact that he's a grown man writing these kind of like teenage romance love stories too deeply. You know what I mean? Because I think the category of the story is a category that exists.
Yeah.
And I think that it reaches a market that can go from 0 years of age to 100 years of age. Because either you're young and you haven't gone to high school and you're like, yo, like, I'm going to think about that. Or you're 35, like, yo, those are some good ass times, right? But like, how can we tell the stories to make it kind of like appropriate in that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the tough part with that whole situation.
There are a couple things with how I feel about that, because you said at least with the Tokyo Revengers example, why he couldn't be 18, or I don't know how old he is like in the future in that, like if he's 30 or like 25 or whatever.
He's like 25 type.
He's 25. I guess like when in my real life, when I think about like the mistakes I've made and like what I would change in the past, it's never when I'm 18 or when I'm 20. Like it's always back when I was younger and I had more potential for different outcomes. This like the whole point in that to me is going back further enough where you could change your like really change the direction of your life. In like not to say you can't, even today I can't change the direction of my life based on my choices, but I think part of that in particular is saying like, hey, this is the time of your life where like if I was back in high school, if I chose to really play soccer like that, maybe today I could play for fucking MLS or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Now
That was never gonna happen to you.
if I started in elementary school, then Project Mbappe, Project Keeley Jr. 2040, who trying to go half? But I think when like in that instance when it's like when you're like reflecting on decisions that you made in the past, which I think a lot of what Tokyo Revengers is about, it makes more sense for that to happen in those early years as opposed to college when like your youth is really like your youth isn't done, but like a lot of those times and those things where if you made a decision, it could like a change could make a huge impact. And I guess the second thing that I'm like kind of interested in along those lines is obviously like it can get very weird and very strange with it's always going to be strange with like older people like writing from the perspective of a younger person or writing stories for a younger person doing explicit things. But I think something that like people do, which is strange, is that they forget what it is like to be a young person. At one point we were all young. Now the way that you approach that as adult is very important in the way that you do this. And like I don't know how that is because I'm not doing that and I'm not really interested in doing like writing these stories. But creating things that are for young people, like I'm gonna say it like this: as someone now, I know what I would have wanted as a friend, as a mentor, even as like content I would have enjoyed as a kid. Now, not all of those things were probably good things or things that should be created because I'm a younger person and like adult creating that isn't good. But like having those things be provided to me, it can only like as it stands now, there are probably going to be very few, if any, young people creating manga. And are we then saying that there's no opportunity for like people to make these stories if they can't touch on certain topics? I think the slope gets like you very quickly into saying that these people should never make manga about high school age ever.
And that's where I think that a lot of you guys got me fucked up on the take. I never said they should stop making high school like stories. I just said like, you know, like it's very important to like kind of like, you know, you guys should stop making these weird situations in high school and of that age. Because I still think, like you guys said, there is a beauty to a high school story. The same way there's a beauty to like what's that one with the guys, the job, Monster 100 or no, Zom 100,
Yeah.
right? There's a beauty to that kind of story. There's a beauty to growing old and dying, right? I think that all of those genres and takes are all very valid, and I don't think that they should be erased from what the genres are and how they're published. But I think again, it's just more of like if we know we're writing these kind of stories, how do we set it up in the appropriate way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the tough part.
100%. I think for me, when we were having that conversation, the way like I took it was more so like there's no issue of writing a story about people in high school. The issue is they're in high school, they're high school age, but one of their clothes keeps falling off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fire Force.
Fire Force Maki,
Yeah. Like how many? I named 21 anime, including Kaiju number 8. How many are offenders of that? Like it's Fire Force, and then Chainsaw Man.
Force, Chainsaw Man.
My Hero definitely gets.
My Hero definitely does that. Naruto did it.
Yeah.
Bleach. Yeah, there's fan service. Not much fan service in One Piece. We get into it.
Well, also let me ask you. Let me like give the. I'm not putting on a cape, but like I'm making excuses. You said Naruto, Bleach. Those are like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, like the
Seven Deadly Sins done it. I'm not saying like every shonen is doing it. I'm saying it happens enough where there is like a bit of a pattern with it.
Yeah.
Which that's when Kill la Kill. That whole anime was just like, it's all fan service. Which again, like that's for people, but I just find it weird when I'm like watching something as an adult and I'm seeing that with. Even though they're drawn, they're fake characters, whatever. Yeah, it's just it feels strange for me. I'm I'm like, what is this person's intent?
Which is fair, but I think for me, when it gets to that, it's it just goes back to watch different stuff. Like if we're talking about the consumer and how the individual person feels, you have the agency to choose what you're gonna watch. And
now, but this is the hard part with that, right? So we say put it down. Watch different stuff. You're old. You don't need to watch it. A lot of the different sentiments, right? Mm-hmm. But let's talk about, again, like the genre and the platform. Shonen Jump, the platform, produces pop music of anime. Mm-hmm. They produce the top 10 slaps no matter what. Yeah. So you're telling me I got to stop watching those top. I got to stop listening to Drake, stop listening to Kendrick, stop listening to J. Cole.
Yes.
Because they're participating. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think
No,
that's kind of wild. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I love my indie. I love my deep cut. But I'm just like, that kind of sucks that, you know, when you think about the majority of it, right? Like, you're telling me you guys know you're in charge. You know that you're on top of the platform. You are the platform for anime and how people get the anime, because no one knows any of these other publication platforms.
Yeah.
Not a single person knows any other anime, manga, but Shonen Jump, besides unless you're a real one. You're a real one, shout out to you, right? But like, so like, they get the pass to kind of just put out all this weird, like all the weird themes on top of their stories. You know what I mean? Like, because these are great stories. Don't get me wrong. Every story on that list, besides Hunter x Hunter, is a great story.
Now this.
But Hunter x Hunter doesn't have. Oh no, I mean they got weird CP fan service too. You know? Okay, you got it, bro. You got it. You know, but you know what I mean. Like I just think it just sucks. You know what I mean? Like it kind of
Again,
does
and it's the extremes. When I'm
Yeah.
talking about it, it's the extremes of it. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to say, that you don't need to see somebody's clothes burn off every 5 minutes.
Well, that's true.
I don't think that's a crazy.
It's not a crazy thing to say, but
And
it's
I
also
kinda
not the
think it's
majority of.
True, but
stuff.
I also think it's kind of crazy when I go, yeah, we don't really need to see Maki's clothes falling off every episode, and dudes are like, nah, we need that.
Well,
I'm like, yo, what are you caping for?
They're very clearly people that should be arrested. They clearly, very clearly are freaky ass niggas need to say that aside. But for like you mentioned Kendrick, Drake. Like if you're watching, not necessarily them, but watching popular stuff, and these popular things either in their stories have these themes, or they're associated with a brand that are doing questionable things. No, if you are principled enough where you believe that this thing is wrong, you should stop engaging with this thing. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like if you're an R. Kelly fan, there's a bunch of R. Kelly fans that still listen to R. Kelly. If you are saying that the shit that he did was wrong, and you think that he should be in jail, whether or not he makes the money off of his music on the back end, if he owns it or not, you probably should stop supporting him.
But this is the thing, right? So I should just stop and just let it happen. I shouldn't petition it. I shouldn't speak for the brighter voice in the room to let it stop.
No, you should petition it.
So I should keep watching it, and I should still keep calling it out for every single thing. I'm going to watch Fire Force in the next season. I'm going to be like, yo, what the fuck? Why is Maki's clothes still falling off in season 3?
Why would you watch it?
Because who's gonna call it out? If everybody who stops watching it, who has a problem and stops watching it, it's just gonna get worse. And now, because they know there's a lane of people who are not participating, watch it. They're gonna double down and go harder. So why not watch it and petition against it?
It's a great conversation, but we're gonna be going forever. We need to change topics. We'll continue this convo off pad, or maybe we'll continue this convo in the Discord. So definitely hop on that to check it out. Jay, how do you feel about gatekeeping in anime? Keep it 9,000 with us. Let us know what's on your mind.
I'm gonna gatekeep the fuck out of anime. Just kidding. So y'all people in anime need to stop. I'm sorry. Every anime fan is pissing me the fuck off in anime, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna keep it 9,000 with you guys. People need to stop gatekeeping in anime. I don't understand why, because someone starts an anime right now, that older anime fans can now justify and tell them that they don't know what they're talking about in anime, right? Because let's say I start watching anime right now, but I'm a film reviewer and I understand how to like dissect good storytelling. I know what good plot is, blah, 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 put all that in. My opinion is just as valid as yours, bro. Like, what's the difference between your history with watching this long, I guess, like standing genre versus me just getting into it? It's the same shit. There's no problem with it. And I think that right now we could also say that the anime that we are currently producing and that we have are probably because of time and progress and the needle moving. These series are 10 times, 20 times better than a lot of the original series that a lot of long-standing anime fans have grown up watching. That's not to erase the fact that there's some great anime that came out in 1965. There's some great anime that came out in 1980. The 2000s were probably one of the the golden era of anime, right? That's not to erase that, but for you guys to kind of gatekeep and say, oh, because you just started watching, you don't have an opinion, it's kind of whack, bro. I don't know. I think it's fucking weird.
I'm a little 50-50 on it, to be honest with you. I do think history of taking in a medium definitely says something. Because anime is very specific to itself, where there's specific like topics, themes, and like creative tools that they utilize to progress the story along or even create the story. So I think if you've been watching it for 10 years versus watching it for 1 year, you're more in tune with those themes and tools are. So I think it does have like something. I'm not gonna say like it doesn't mean anything with the amount of time that you've been watching it one way or the other. I think it does say something.
Of course,
but
yeah.
I agree with
that's understanding the culture and understanding like kind of like, you know, the tropes and themes that come along with that.
Precisely. But I do think there is something to what you were saying about like people gatekeeping anime. But I'm gonna take it from a different angle. Pause. My thought is that when you do this, when you
We can't say that coming out the last conversation.
when you do gatekeep, it doesn't provide any positivity for the medium in a way where it's like, if anything, you're making less fans rather than making more fans. When you're telling people, hey, shut your mouth, you don't know what you're talking about with this show, those people are less inclined to interact with you.
Yo, and that's a great take, because you know what? There was a guy who commented on the video the other day, and he said, you know what? This is why they shouldn't have even dubbed anime. He was like, you know, the Japanese make anime the way they make it, and Americans also want to go and say like this, that, and the third. Why do we need to even dub it in your language? Why should you gatekeep anime and only leave it in one format for people to kind of like consume? I get it. Mm-hmm. Like the stories and the sentiments of it are one thing, but like, so you're gonna gatekeep the format and everything. What if we gatekept music? What if people just listen to the Beatles in one language and there was no translation on the lyrics? People just had to either learn English or figure it out. Like that's foul.
I remember that comment. That person said Japanese anime is made for Japanese people, and you as an outsider shouldn't essentially critique it. But anime isn't made just for Japanese people. If it was, they wouldn't dub it. They wouldn't translate the manga. You would only see it in Japanese. There would be no
anime NYC.
They would not make it accessible to other people if it was only meant for Japanese people. It's definitely created by Japanese people. They're putting their cultural influences on it. And I'm sure the people that they're speaking to directly are mainly Japanese people, but anime is for the world, especially with the way that they're pushing it out. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just think that when people go about it that way and try to like be the harbinger of all anime knowledge or harbinger of like the art form in a way, it's like, yo, you saying that others shouldn't speak on this topic doesn't make you like an expert on the topic. If you feel like you're an expert about the topic, fucking make your own content about it. But when people are gonna like jump on their platforms and speak about their opinions, they're gonna speak with their opinions. And if you have different opinions, speak as well. But to say that you shouldn't have an opinion, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
What are your thoughts, Akil?
Yeah, I feel like pretty simple opinion on this. You don't go to a doctor because they're a doctor. You go to a doctor because they have the knowledge of medicine and they can use that knowledge of medicine. The title doesn't necessarily mean anything because the title is a title. What is the valuable part is the information that they have. With this case, you can be a well-informed person without having all the broad history of necessarily watching 5, 10, 15, 20 years plus of anime. Okay. You can have that information in 1 to 5, maybe even 1, maybe even 6 months. You could do the research if you got the time. Yeah. I will say there are probably more, maybe this is aggressive, stupid anime fans that because they think they've watched something for 10 years, they understand, but probably more often than not, or I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna violate you. I'm not gonna say everyone. I'm not gonna say everyone.
Get them.
All y'all are stupid. Y'all do not understand what y'all talking about. You probably don't even understand the show that you're watching to summarize what you're saying.
Idiots.
So to say that you understand this thing better than somebody has been watching a show for 1 year is ridiculous because you've been doing this shit for 20 years and you never understood that shit once.
Get them. Exactly. And on that note, close us out. That's the banger, bro. Let them know where to find us, Jay.
That's the banger. Oh man, you know the vibes, man. It's Keep It at 9000 of the world's not gatekeeping anime platform, anime podcast. We are here for the community, New York City's anime podcast. If you guys enjoy what we're talking about, you should probably chime into us everywhere and subscribe, as well as follow us on your favorite podcasting platform. If you heard this whole episode and you have some strong thoughts about what we said, please let us know. Hit the comments in YouTube. Hit the comments on the streaming platforms. DM us on IG. Comment on a clip. Let us know how you feel. I think that your feedback matters. And just beyond that, if you enjoyed any of these moments in today's episode, please give any of our clips a share. We are at Keeping It 9000 on all streaming platforms. Not everything's about anime, guys. But yeah, man. Also, chime into our Discord and get busy and talk to us because if anything we said today ticked the box for you, or maybe it caused uproar in your head and you want to talk about it, go ahead. If you want to gatekeep anime, hit the group chat and let us know. I will fry you for 365 days straight about it. I don't know what the fuck to say, man.
Yes, sir. And on that note, we off this. It's Keeping It 9000. We out. Peace.
Yes, sir.
It's over 9,000!